from RTO here. Welcome to Pick and Mix. And this week we are mixing it up, which means we're going to be having a look at the work of a producer. And this week we're going to look at Tim Palmer. Now, he was born in 1962 on the 4th of October in North Shields. He's a record producer, audio engineer, he's a guitarist, a songwriter. There's a mixture of producing and mixing, but we're going to concentrate on the albums he's produced. He has produced for over 4 decades and worked with some great artists. Palmer was also the assistant engineer at Phil Wayman's Utopia Studios in London, where he worked with Mark Knopfler, Dead or Alive, and at age 21 he had his first #1 single mixing, I Just Died in Your Arms, for the Cutting Crew. He then started doing producing, and he's worked with, which you'll find out, The Mission, Mighty Lemon Drops, and a lot of indie bands. So we're going to have a look at all these albums, and then I'm going to choose my top 5. So, his first album that he actually produced was for Kajagoogoo. It's their album White Feathers in 1983, which came Too Shy, which was a big hit for them, and Ooh To Be Ah. Not a big fan of Kajagoogoo, but Too Shy is not a bad track. 1984, we've covered this on the channel, he went and produced an album called Identity, which is by Z, which was actually Richard Wright from Pink Floyd, of course, and Dave Harris of Fashion. Not particularly a great album, but I do like the track Voices on it. 1985, he goes and works with legendary singer Robert Plant on his Shaken and Stirred album, which isn't, I'm not going to say too much because I haven't ranked his albums, but I do like Pink and Black and Do Do I Do Do. You have to be careful how you say that. Okay, 1986. He produces for the first time The Mission on their God's Own Mission. What a good album that is. Sacrilege and Severina are the best tracks on that album for me. We'll jump to 1988 now for another Robert Plant album, and Now and Zen. One of my favourite tracks by him. It's Tall Cool One. I love that. And the brilliant Ship of Fools is on that album as well. Classic stuff. Then, staying in 1988, first time he works with the Mighty Lemon Drops on their World Without End album. Hear Me Call and Fall Down are absolutely great tracks. 1989, he works with Tin Machine. David Bowie is just a member of the band. And on their debut album, Tin Machine, Heaven's in Here is brilliant. And Crack City, good tracks. Staying in that same year, he works on the debut album of Texas. Coming up in a album ranking at some stage, which Southside, and that has got the track I Don't Want a Lover and Every Day Now. Brilliant tracks. He does another Mighty Lemon Drops album, Laughter. Good album. In the Heart of My Love and One in a Million. Outstanding tracks on that one. 1990, he's back with The Mission on their Carved in Sand, Sea of Love, fantastic track. And Deliverance, fantastic track as well. We will be doing The Mission, so for those Mission fans, don't panic, they are going to come up. 1991, he's back working with Texas on the Mother's Heaven album. Mother's Heaven is great, and This Will Be Mine, another good track. He also works again on the second and final studio album of Tin Machine, Tin Machine 2, Baby Universal and Stateside, fantastic. Okay, 1993, he works on Tears for Fears, the Elemental album. How is it? Tears for Fears, because there's only one of them on this, and the Cold Dogs is nice, and A Best Friend, pretty brilliant tracks. 1995. He works with a band called Ned's Atomic Dustbin. Now, they're from Stourbridge in West Midlands, which is just down from Birmingham, in 1987. And the band took their name from an episode of a goon show, Ned's Atomic Dustbin. And the album's called Brain Blood Volume. Now, I've not really listened to this, so I'll give this a good listen. And it's not bad at all. Taught Me and Downstruck are pretty good tracks. I did enjoy them. He does another album with Tears for Fears. Raoul of King of Spain. I do love Falling Down and Sorry off that album. Pretty cool tracks. 1996. Now he works with a band called God's Child. Now they're an American rock band from New York City. And they were formed in 1991. And the album is called Aluminium. Or Alumium if you're American. Some good tracks on there. Female Elvis is quite good, and 2001. The new millennium strikes, and in the year 2000 he works with a punk band from America called Goldfinger, and their Stomping Ground album. Really good album. Down to Earth and Don't Say Goodbye are pretty good. 2001 he works with the legend of Ozzy Osbourne on his Down to Earth album. That I Never Had and Junkie are my favourite tracks from that album. 2005 is the next time he pops up as producing an album, and it's an album called Dark Light from a band called Him, or HIM, and they're a Finnish gothic band, and they are brilliant. They are from Helsinki, formed by Biel Vaulo and Mikko Mij. Brilliant band. We will be doing them as well. This is a great album, and it's got a song on it called The Wings of a Butterfly, which is brilliant. Just like Drunk on the Shadows. Great tracks. 2006. Works with a band called Switchfoot. Now, they're an American rock band from San Diego. John Foreman, Tin Foreman, Chad Butler, and Ramon Fontamilias. And on their album, Oh Gravity. I'd never heard this as either, but it's a really good album. I really enjoyed this. I'm going to go down the rabbit hole and look at them, see if they're going to be worthy of a ranking. But American Dream and Amateur Lovers did stick out for me on that album. 2007, he's back working with him, or HIM, on their Venus Doom. This is a great album. Love in a Cold Blood and The Cliffs of the Dawn is absolutely brilliant. 2010. 2010? I mean 2010. Works with the Goo Goo Dolls. Now, they're an American rock band formed in 86, and they're from Buffalo, and the album is called Something for the Rest of Us. Not a bad album. One of them I'd never really heard, but I did enjoy listening to this. As I Am One Night and Nothing Is Real are pretty cool tracks. 2011. Blue October. They're an American rock band from Houston, and they had an album called Any Man. Again, never heard this, had a good listen. The Money Tree is nice, and Leave It in the Dressing Room Shake Up is good as well. Not a bad album. Then 2016, he's working again with Blue October on their home album, I Want It, and The Chills are fantastic tracks. 2016, again, he's back with The Mission on their Another Fall from Grace. Still making great records, even in 2016. Within the Deepest Darkness is brilliant, and Fearful Jade is brilliant as well. Good album. And then last year, he did an album for Biel Vaulo, the frontman of him, on Neon Noir. It's a bit different from his own stuff, but it's not a bad album. Run Away from the Sun is good, and The Heart Full of Ghost is another outstanding track. So there you can see he has worked with some great people. So this is the bit where I have to choose my top 5. And again, it's always hard when you do this because there's some great albums here. So the first one, at number 5, I'm going with Southside, the debut album from Texas from 1989. Charlene Spiriti, Stuart Kerr, Johnny Mahone and Alim Elcrane. I'm not going to go too much into detail because I will be ranking these, but the album has got I Don't Want a Lover on it, Tell Me Right, Every Day Now, Southside, Prayer for You, Faith, The Thriller's Gone, Fool for Love, One Choice and Future. Good album. Really enjoy that album. Remember when it came out. Okay, number 4 for me is Venus Doom, the 6th album from him, released in 2007. The full band is Viel Vallo on lead vocals, Mikko Lind Lundstrom on guitars, Mikko Midge Panaman on bass, Yanni Burton Puren on keyboards, and Mika Gas Lapstick Capriam on drums. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'll just tell you the tracks on it. Venus Doom, Loving in a Cold Blood, Passion's Killing Floor, The Kiss of Dawn, Sneaking Past Hope, Dead Lovers Lane, Song or Suicide, Bleed Well and Cyanide Sun. It's a really strong album. Okay, coming in at number 3 for me, the 3rd album from The Mission, Carved in Sand. The Mission, of course, are Craig Adams, Mick Brown, Simon Hinkler, Wayne Hussey, and it does feature Reeves Gabriels, who, of course, is part of Tin Machine. Again, I'll just run through the tracks because we haven't looked at this band yet. There's Amelia's on here, Into the Blue, Butterfly on a Wheel, love that. Sea of Love, love that. Deliverance, great track. Grapes of Wrath, Belief, Paradise, Hungry as the Hunter, and Lovely. Great album. Great band. Number 2, we have the debut album from Tin Machine. David Bowie, Reeves Gabriels, Tony Fox Sales, Hunt Sales, Kevin Armstrong. Opens up, of course, with the brilliant Heavens in here, one of my favourite tracks by Tin Machine. Then we have the ball blasting Tin Machine, Prisoner of Love, typical sort of Bowie song. Crack City, absolute killer. Some great riffs on that. I Can't Read, not a little bit disjointed that one. Under the God, another great track. Amazing. It's okay. A brilliant version of Working Class Hero by John Lennon. Bus Stop, short little punky song that is. Pretty Things, love that track. Video Crime, Run, Sacrifice Yourself, Baby Can't Dance. Bit of a filler track. Great album. Love listening to that album. Still play it a lot today. But my number 1 album is actually, of course, The Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne, Down to Earth. His 8th album came out in 2001, and it featured Robert Trujillo, who left to join Metallica with Ozzy's blessing. So it's Ozzy Osbourne, Zach Ryle, Robert Trujillo, Mike Bourdain on the drums. Tim Palmer actually plays on this. Plays the keyboards, the military drums, and the rhythm guitar. So the first track on here is Gets Me Through. Love the start of this, that gentle piano, played by Tim. Driving riffs from Zach, great track. Facing Hell, some more good keyboard. Tim Palmer, great eerie, great vocal from Ozzy on that. Dreamer, it's probably one of the only slower, I've said this before, it's probably one of the only slower tracks by Ozzy I do like. No Easy Way, written by Ozzy and Tim. He co-wrote Gets Me Through as well. Good track. I Never Had. Great track. Great bass from Robert. Then we have Part 1. Again, Tim wrote this. Bit of a filler. It's a little short thing. Junkie. A great track. Very Black Sabbath. Doom metal at its best. Running Out of Time. It doesn't belong on this album. It's one of the tracks I don't like. Black Illusion. Great riffs. Great meaty basses from Robert. Alive. Another good track. You got a great Zach and Robert are brilliant together on that. Can You Hear Me? The drumming on this is fantastic, and that's it. I think this is one of the better, lighter albums of Ozzy, and I do like playing this one. So there we go. We have got Tim Palmer. What a good producer and a great musician and songwriter. He was the all-round man, an engineer. Okay, that's all for today. It's been a busy old day. I'll be back later with the live stream at 8 PM tonight. If not, I'll be back tomorrow where it's Friday. And we're going to kick off with a live album ranking, and we're going to do a bit of Southern rock. Who don't just do Southern rock, they do all sorts. The Great Government Mule live. And we've got a one-off album tomorrow, which is a little bit different, but it's one that I was listening to when I was doing Teenage Fan Club. And I put this on and I thought, oh no, I'm not going to put it in the Teenage Fan Club. I'm going to put it separately. And it's their album they did with poet Jad Fair. And it's called Wisdoms of Hope. Words of Wisdom and Hope. Get the title right. So that's all happening. So have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.